guess just your words on this unimaginable tragedy at Uvalde, Texas today. Just the number keeps climbing in terms of victims.
Well, the massacres keep coming, and and people are dying senselessly. These mass shootings are happening almost every week, and sometimes it's more than one in 1 week. There, you reach a point where you say enough already, and we should have said that years ago. In this country, in the last 2 weeks alone, when you factor in the Buffalo shooting, where 10 people lost their lives, primarily in that case because they were African American, and now in Uvalde, Texas, you've got 18 children who have lost their lives, most of them Hispanic. And then I believe it's 3 teachers, adults who have lost their lives. So if you factor in 18 in Texas today, primarily children, and you add another 10 from Buffalo, that's 28 people alone in this country in 2 weeks. So, yes, we continue to offer our prayers and our condolences. But even the book says prayer without work are dead. So you got to do more. So Congress needs to enact reasonable gun legislation. Governors across the state and legislators and legislatures should be enacting reasonable gun controls. In Texas, the governor, the lieutenant governor, the speaker, the legislator should repeal House Bill 1927 that has no guns, no license, no permit required, no training. Okay, that's crazy. So House Bill 1927 should be repealed, and the state of Texas, for example, should return to local officials, mayors and county officials and others, give us the authority to determine where in our public spaces and public places guns should be allowed. That has been taken and stripped away from mayors and county judges and commissioners throughout the state of Texas. But you have to do at this point more than just offer your prayers and condolences. These things are simply going to continue. And the people, the voters, must demand their representatives to act, okay, to do more, okay. Until that occurs, until that happens, our children are the ones who become victimized, okay? And other people, based on their group affiliation, become victimized, okay? It doesn't stop.
Very quickly, Mayor, also your message to parents tonight. Is there a communication with HISD? Have you spoken to the superintendent? There's a lot of concern from parents we've been talking to this afternoon in terms of, like their children attending school tomorrow.
Well, of course, parents are going to look at their children, they're going to hug them. I encourage parents, to hug them, to let them know that they're going to be there for them. But that's on the other end, okay? It's not. Parents got to tell their representatives in Congress, the governors, the lieutenant governors, the legislators. They got to tell them that they must stop taking measures that lead to the proliferation of guns. There are too many guns. And if the alleged person today, the suspect, 18 years old, the person in Buffalo, 18 years old, there are too many guns on the street, too many guns in the hands of people. More children are dying because of gun violence. Okay? More children are dying because of gun violence, more so than COVID-19. I mean, I want you to think about that. So let's not keep putting it, what should I tell my daughter? What should you tell your children? Yes, hold them tight. But you can't hold them 24/7. They're going to school. Okay? They're going to school. But this country has to come grips to the reality that you cannot love your guns better than you love people. When guns become sacrosanct, where we don't want to touch them, and when guns become a greater priority than people themselves and the sanctity of life, something is messed up with our moral structure and fabric in this country. So the question is, when do we say enough is enough? And when do we demand that we take care more of those children that we see and putting emphasis on those that we don't see?
I mean, in terms of security, talking to HPD and HISD police department, I mean, is there going to be an increase in security in the next few days?
Well, and look, you can't put everything on police. Here we go again. You can't put everything on police. There are a lot of people who are accountable, and in view of what's happening right now, what's happened today. And not just today. It's been happening for years and years and years, okay? Let's hold everybody accountable. But police cannot be everywhere. They can't be 24/7, okay? They're not the legislators who are passing this stuff, okay? They're not in Congress. So we can't expect the police to do where legislators and elected officials are making it easy for these guns to be accessible on the street in the hands of people without license or permits or training, and then say to the police, "Oh, there's too much crime out here, or too many people dying." What are you all doing? Come on, let's not do that. And Councilmember Abby Kamen chairs Public Safety and Homeland Security, so I know you feel.
Well, I think we all feel extremely strongly about what happened today, but as Mayor Turner indicated, it's not just today. But what we do know is 18 children at least have died. How many more are scarred for life or injured, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally? Yes, we're going home and we're going to hug our children a little bit tighter tonight. I am, Mayor Turner is, we all are, but there's families that do not get to go home to their children tonight. There are families whose children's bedrooms will be empty because of what happened tonight. That is not okay. This is not the first time this has happened, and unfortunately it may not be the last, but we have to hold those accountable who are responsible for this, and not just the 18-year-old who easily had access to a gun and a firearm. It is too easy to get a gun. The NRA convention is here this weekend. Governor Abbott will be speaking at that. Our elected leaders, our statewide leaders, need to be held accountable, need to have answers. What is the response to this absolute tragedy? And Mayor Turner, I appreciate your support. You are always there. Mayor, you had the Commission Against Gun Violence. A lot of those recommendations were preempted by what the state said that the city now can no longer do. So as a city, I know that Mayor Turner will continue to do everything that he can. As a council, we will continue to do everything we can, but it is up to the state to put this issue once and for all to rest, to do the right thing, and to get guns off the street.
Thank you. Thank you.